In this episode, we're going to talk about the function of the stream in Google Classroom. What I want you to think about is using the stream as that CNN ticker tape. It's the most important announcement or information that's relevant to the student that day. Now, stream can get very messy if we never clean it up. So in this segment, I'm also going to be teaching you how we can keep that stream clean so that it's easy swimming for our students when it comes to navigating through Google Classroom and knowing what to do day to day. We know for our face-to-face students, it's easier for us to explain because we're in the room with them. But in order to support our online students and our hybrid students, we have to make sure that the stream is relevant and made very clear as to what's important right now. So I'm going to go ahead and invite you to visit your Google Classroom, and we're going to take a look at how we can swim in this stream. When I want to be able to share something with my class, I simply click on Share Something with My Class, and it's going to allow me to make an announcement. Some of the great ways we can use the stream every day is to be able to, first of all, do our morning check-in, seeing how our students are doing and having them comment and be social. We can also use this for important upcoming events and even to put our schedule for the day, which is going to be very helpful to all of our online students. So here I'm going to use this as our morning check-in. I can type that information. I can also add some different materials. I could add a file from my Google Drive. I could add a link to a website. I can upload a file, and I can even include a YouTube video. Here I have a YouTube video of some old school tech I want my students to watch and check in. When I'm creating an announcement, I can have this go to one of my Google Classrooms, or I can have it go to multiple Google Classrooms at one time. I can have it go to all students or just certain students. Of course, I can post this right now, but one really important thing to remember is to try to maintain the school day for your students. So if you are working on this after school hours, we strongly recommend you schedule the post. That way, you can make sure that it's going to come out at the appropriate time so students don't feel like they need to work on something at 9 o'clock at night. So you could go ahead and schedule it. In this particular instance, I'm going to head and post it. Now I'm going to see this appear in the stream. Students will now be able to have a comment, a class comment that will go to this post. Here's an example of using the stream in order to have a schedule for your day. Here you could have lists of your students' names and the times you'll be meeting with them, expectations, their schedule, and of course you can go ahead and say post. So you can see that my stream is starting to fill up. The newest thing is always at the top. Let me take you to my classroom that has some more things in it. When I come over here, I can see that I have some stream, but oh my goodness, it's starting to get messy. I have so many things from the whole week in here. So let's talk about how we can clean this up. First of all, when you're done with a specific announcement, you can go ahead and click the three dots and you can delete it. We recommend deleting these after they are no longer relevant so that students don't get lost in scrolling in trying to see all of the information. Another thing that I can do is I notice that whenever I'm posting materials or assignments, it's showing up here in my stream too. It's giving a notification. It's causing visual clutter. One of the things that's new to Google Classroom this year is I can hit my settings gear, I can scroll down, and I'm going to see where it says classwork in the stream. Instead of the default showing condensed notifications, I like to say hide notifications because it's going to take away all of that visual clutter. That way, the stream is just for announcements and the classwork tab is just for materials and assignments. While we're in the settings, let's talk about the default in the stream, which is students can post and comment. I always change this. I never want my students to be able to post. I simply want my students to be able to comment on the class comments. This is going to take some digital citizenship work and teachers really outlining the expectation of what makes an appropriate and necessary class comment. If you were to turn off class commenting, it does not prevent the students from private comments when it comes to the assignments. I'm going to hit save. Now you're going to be able to see that my stream doesn't have all that extra visual clutter from the materials and the assignments. But what I should start to do is take away some of these other posts. Again, the three dots and delete. When I it comes to class comments, you'll be able to see the students being able to comment. If I want to be able to direct a comment at a student, I can type the plus button and students would be able to start to comment to each other. Keep in mind, directed comments are not private comments. Everybody can still see them. If a student made a comment that you did not want to have inside of your stream, please keep in mind you can click on the three dots next to the comment. You can delete that comment immediately, but what you can also do is mute that student. It prevents the students from engaging in that class comments, but again, it does not prevent them from being part of the private comments of the assignments. In order to see your students and have some of that control, remember you can click on the People tab. You can choose your students and you can choose those actions of being able to mute them or unmute them from there. So now that we know how to keep our stream focused and clean, it's easier every time your parents and students see the Google Classroom. As soon as they enter it, they know what's most important in that moment and they're able to get right to work and have that important information at their fingertips. In the next episode, we're going to talk about how we can use the classwork tab now for assignments and materials.